Wonderful view, isn't it?
I prefer the view from up there.
You'll get there soon enough, Ace.
We have no idea what threats are out there. We need you.
This is your moment.
I'm ready.
Captain Marvel, rated PG-13, March 8.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with another potential video on the future of female movies within the MCU. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to never miss any new videos. And if you are new, say what's up in the comment section. That would be cool. So last night during the Oscars, I don't know if it was during the Oscars, but whilst the Oscars won, we got another TV spot for the Captain Marvel movie called I'm Ready. And we get a few new scenes that look fantastic. And she says, I am ready. The music, the shots, the scenery. This movie just looked absolute fire to me. Now, a Captain Marvel movie has caused a lot of controversy online, which you can discuss down below, guys, but we're not going to talk about it today. But I just thought I'd briefly mention the new Captain Marvel TV spot, as I do think it's pretty strong, and I most likely will tag it at the start. During this trailer, Jude Law says, this is your moment, and at the end of it, she's like, I'm ready, and she's clenching her fist at the end of it, and she's most likely gonna get into a fight with Jude Law's character, potentially. So, back at it again. Is Captain Marvel, is Brie Larson ready to land her all-female Avengers team movie? Well, during an interview with comicbook.com, the actress was like, duh. The actress tells comicbook.com, I mean, I feel like they have to elect me. We've been talking about this, about what our democratic system would be as to who gets to be the leader, or if there even is one. Maybe we can all coexist happily. We don't need to have a specific leader, but if they nominate me for that, of course, I'm in. So the potential proposed spin-off Avengers movie with leading ladies would include Larson, Scarlett Johansson, Elizabeth, Zoe, Pom, Karen, Tessa, Lily, and Black Panther star, obviously, Shuri, etc. So the kind of premise of it is they are potentially going to be pushing a all-female movie, which is interesting because no one's actually said that Captain Marvel is going to be the leader, but you know how some outlets spin their own narrative. So she said, yeah, she'd be up for it if asked, which is interesting. Lily previously nominated Larson Carol Danvers for leader last year, saying it only seems natural for Captain Marvel to take charge. She's a captain, and Captain America leads the other Avengers, right? So maybe Captain Marvel would lead. I think so, Lily said, which is interesting. So yeah, that does make sense because Iron Man isn't the leader of the Avengers, although he's probably the smartest one, well, arguably the smartest one with Bruce Banner, but Tony Stark does not lead the Avengers. So naturally, I think it would make sense if Captain Marvel would be the leader of the spin-off for the all-female Avengers, which is kind of wrong, guys. Kind of wrong. Why? Because we don't have an all-male Avengers, do we? Because even in the first Avengers movies, Black Widow is in it. So it is a bit sexist, so to speak, to make an all-females Avengers movie because we've not had an all-male Avengers movie yet. Black Widow has literally appeared in the good majority of them. So if you want to spin a narrative that they're trying to push feminism, then I guess you could say an all-female movie would be pushing that because we've not had an all-male Avengers movie, but I guess the narrative is that it's mostly males. But I would support it if that is something that they are trying to do. So this is interesting, I find. Like Larson, the Hope Van Dyne star suggested using their Avengers spin-off to blaze a new path forward. I think I'm being a bit old-fashioned, but maybe I'm a little bit rigid about this, because if it is an all-Avengers film, then the sky's the limit. We can reinvent the wheel, she said. We don't have to do anything that anyone else has done before. We can make it all up and change the game. So the actress that plays Nebula previously recounted on how Larson emerged as the natural leader when bringing the idea of the female Avengers to Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige after a snapshot of the assembled female Avengers went viral. Brie Larson was like, yeah, we should go to Kevin Feige and tell him to make an all-female movie. So we marched up in there in a group, and a whole herd of us said that to him. Gillihan told InterWire, he was like, yeah, that would be amazing, but he didn't really commit to it, but he thought it would be a great idea. And then later, Kevin Feige himself elaborated that Marvel possesses an embarrassment of riches in the way of female strong characters, before noting uniting those characters is all about figuring out how and when to do it. So it's interesting, the prospect of a team-up movie that is just female movies, but we live in the 21st century, guys. So do you think this would be unfair? Or would you back, because we haven't had an all-female anything before, but we haven't had an all-male Avengers movie realistically, because we've always had Black Widow and other people inside it. So should they do it? Shouldn't they do it? But it is interesting how there's a narrative where people are saying Brie Larson wants to lead. No, other actresses have literally asked her and said it would make sense because Captain America's the lead of the Avengers, the male one, so to speak, even though there is a female in the Avengers. She's not actually said she wants to. She said if she was asked, she would, which is pretty interesting. So this Friday, we will be 1 week out to the official release of Captain Marvel, which could be bad, could be good. Now, I'm starting to think that the hate train for Brie Larson and Captain Marvel is going to damage the movie. Why is that? Because as much as I will support any Marvel movie, any comic book movie, any live action movie of a comic book that we grew up watching, or something that has been turned from a comic book into a movie. Yes, Kevin Feige, yes, they've all changed the origin story of Carol Danvers, which is where it gets interesting. To me, the trailer looks pretty cool, but if you do go on RT, there is a score for people wanting to watch the movie, which at the moment is at 29%. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with people addressing why they don't want to watch it, why they're going to boycott it, but I actually think it's now at the point that it's going to damage the success of how well the movie could do. So in theory, you could now say that Brie Larson's comments when she said that she's not taking everyone's seats away, everyone's still got a seat, she just wants more diversity in reviewing as a whole, she should have worded it differently. Now you got to think, would a kind of actor, would they go online and see what people are talking about? I'm pretty sure she would go on Twitter. Well, we know she's been on Twitter because she's been tweeting, etc. So maybe she has been told what to say from the Marvel higher ups, I guess you say, like Kevin Feige stuff, because it's like she shouldn't really need to justify what she said. I personally think some people have taken it out of context, but I do feel like Marvel are trying to damage control what is going on, because as much as I don't think the Rotten Tomato or Tomato score actually means anything, but to have a movie go from 96% like wanting to see down to 29% during the press tour for any movie is quite detrimental, because some people will actually decide if they are going to watch the movie based on what critics are saying. Now, no critics can actually evaluate the movie yet, because the embargo doesn't lift until the Tuesday before the movie comes out. So that is when the actual critics, Rotten Tomato, and that is when all the reviews can come out and all that kind of stuff. So it is going to be quite interesting to see, is this kind of 29% on Rotten Tomato or Tomato, depending on where you're from, how is it going to affect the movie? Now, of course, I put a post up on my Instagram story today, and I put a post up on my Instagram page asking if it's going to affect people going to watch it. Now, I've watched a bunch of videos and I can see the for and against, but I'm someone that talks about comic book movies and TV shows, so I want to stay non-biased towards the situation. I do think maybe the wording of how she said it was wrong. Well, it was wrong, but I don't think she meant it how everyone's portraying it to be. So I would love to know what you guys think. Is the way Brie Larson talks in the press and how she gets quoted and stuff, is that going to affect your overall take on the movie of going to watch it? Because I do read all the comments and people are like, yeah, the movie looks really boring. But if you look at the most recent TV spots, it really doesn't look boring. How can a character that can fly and shoot photon blasts from a hand possibly be boring in any sense. So guys, let me know. Are you going to go watch the movie? Do you want to go watch the movie? And what do you think about this all-female Avengers potentially led by Captain Marvel? Is it something you want? Because female diversity in both Marvel and DC will be hyping up in the next few years. Obviously, Birds of Prey, we've got Black Canary, we've got Harley Quinn, etc., which is fantastic. But it's going to happen on both sides of Marvel DC. We've got the next Wonder Woman movie. So there's going to be a lot of superhero movies based around women, which is going to be fantastic. But should it be exclusive to women, saying an all-female team-up Avengers movie? Is that correct? Should it be correct? Because we haven't actually had that 100% from the male Avengers. I mean, either way, I think it's a cool idea. I just want to get an overall view of what you guys actually are thinking about this. So if you do want to support the channel, guys, all you got to do is comment down below anything about this video. What do you think? It would be interesting to get some feedback about the potential of how all these bad reviews and kind of I don't want to go watch it things. I mean, yeah, cool, you can have your own opinion, but is this really going to affect Marvel massively? I was reading an article the other day where it says how Brie Larson made Disney lose 100 million, and it was essentially saying from projected forecast of opening weekend. But let's be honest, like the movie money is literally made from the whole run, the China run, the international run. Realistically, this movie won't flop. It's Marvel. It's going to break $500 to $700 million. You know it's going to get somewhere like that. But whether it's going to break 1 billion, that is a big question that I don't actually think this will break 1 billion. The criticism it's getting at the moment is similar to what happened with the Black Panther stuff. But we have covered a wide variety of for and against during this video. So guys, don't take it too seriously. Don't troll me. I neither support or disagree with what you're saying. I'm being non-biased. But I am going to watch it because I review comic book movies. And in my theory, in my opinion, it does look decent to me as the person that uploads videos on this channel. So guys, don't take it too seriously. Don't get mad at me because I just want a discussion with you guys down below. So like always, guys, all my socials down below. If you do want to enter the competitions, just follow the rules that we stated at the start of the video. And anyway, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.